Okay, so you're ready to jump into Wayru, right? You got your hotspot set up. You're going to be part of this whole decentralized internet thing.
Yeah.
But how do you actually get rewarded for, keeping this network running?
Right.
That's what we're going to unpack today in this deep dive.
Okay.
We're going straight to the source, Wayru's official documentation on uptime to figure out their reward system.
Yes.
For all you hotspot operators out there.
It's a very cool system. The way Wayru has designed it to really encourage consistent, high-quality service.
Yeah.
That's really key to the whole mission.
Yeah, it's more than just plugging in a hotspot.
Right.
And hoping for the best. There's a whole structure behind it.
Yeah.
And understanding how it works can make all the difference if you want to maximize your earnings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It all boils down to understanding uptime rewards.
Okay.
And the idea of an epoch. Have you heard of this?
Me, Paul.
An epoch. It's basically a specific time period, kind of like, I don't know, a round in a game or something.
Yeah.
And Wayru uses this epoch to figure out your rewards.
Right.
Now, the document doesn't actually say how long an epoch is. It's kind of a mystery.
Oh, interesting.
But it's probably safe to assume it's some regular time frame,
Yeah.
Maybe it's similar to other blockchain systems.
Right, right.
But within each epoch, you're going to earn these rewards based on how your hotspot's doing, how it's performing across what they call the 5 pillars of uptime.
Okay, 5 pillars.
5 pillars, yeah.
Sounds serious.
It is, and for good reason. Each one is super important
Okay.
to make sure the whole decentralized network is running smoothly.
Right.
So first up, we got the heartbeat.
Okay.
It's basically like your hotspot checking in every hour,
Yep.
just to say, hey, I'm online, I'm working,
Yeah.
So Wayru wants to see 24 of these heartbeats every single day.
So it's got to have a good heartbeat.
It has to have a good heartbeat. It has to be alive.
Got to be alive and participating.
Okay. Yeah, that's how you prove that your hotspot is, really active.
Right.
It's actually in the game.
Okay, so what about the next pillar? What's that all about?
All right, so next up, you got radio uptime.
Radio uptime.
This is all about how consistently your hotspot's actually, putting out that Wayru Wi-Fi signal.
Right, right.
You want that thing broadcasting 24/7, ideally.
Got it. So consistent broadcasting is key. What else?
Okay, so this is where it gets a little technical. We're talking about latency now.
Okay.
Like ping time, how fast data is moving back and forth.
Right.
Lower is better, right?
Yeah.
Wayru wants you to be under 50 milliseconds.
50 milliseconds, okay.
Yeah, and they test this 8 times per epoch.
And why 50 milliseconds specifically?
That's a good question. It's all about having that smooth experience.
Yeah.
Especially for things like, I don't know, video streaming.
Right.
Or gaming, where even a tiny lag can be annoying.
Totally, yeah.
By sticking to the standard, Wayru is basically trying to provide that super high-quality internet experience, like what you'd get from, the big guys, maybe even better.
Okay, yeah. So it's not just about being connected.
Right.
It's about having that fast connection.
Right.
That meets, what we need today.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so now we come to backhaul speed, pillar number 4.
Okay, backhaul speed.
This is your hotspot's own internet connection.
Okay.
How fast can it actually get online itself?
Got it, yeah.
Wayru is looking for a minimum of 50 MDPs download, 25 upload.
Okay.
And just like with latency, they're testing this 8 times per epoch.
So your hotspot's internet has to be pretty strong then?
It does. It does. You got to be able to handle, multiple users doing all sorts of stuff online.
Right, right.
So all these pillars are really about building that solid foundation for a network that people can depend on.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so what's the last piece of the puzzle? What's that 5th pillar?
All right, last but not least, we have minimum usage.
Minimum usage.
This one's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
At least one person needs to actually connect to your hotspot every day.
Oh, okay.
So even if you have the best setup, the fastest speeds, you still need actual users.
Got it.
To prove that your hotspot's really valuable.
Right.
It's a smart way to make sure everyone's participating.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we've covered all 5 pillars now. What happens if, you don't meet all of them? Does Wayru, penalize you?
Well, let's talk about that. But first, how are you doing meeting these pillars?
Okay.
Because that's where the tier system comes in.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So Wayru's got this tiered system, right?
Okay.
It's how they reward hotspot operators
Right.
based on how many of these 5 pillars they're meeting.
Okay, yeah.
In each epoch, of course.
Gotcha.
And the higher your tier, the bigger your reward multiplier gets.
So it's kind of like leveling up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a video game, the better your hotspot does, the higher you climb. The more rewards you rack up. And all the details for this tier system, it's all laid out in a table in the documentation.
Oh, cool.
But what's really interesting here is this idea of diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns, what's that?
So let's say your hotspot's hitting all 5 requirements consistently.
Good.
Boom, top tier, you get the full reward multiplier.
Okay, that makes sense.
But even missing just one of those pillars can really cut into your rewards.
So it really pays to keep things running smoothly.
It does. It does. Consistent performance is key here across all 5 areas. And to make sure you really get that point, Wayru's got this thing called the inactivity penalty.
Inactivity penalty. Okay, what's that all about?
So if your hotspot goes 60 days, 2 whole months without hitting any of the 5 requirements, it gets tagged as inactive.
Oh, no.
And to get it back online, you got to burn, get this, $25 worth of Wayru tokens.
$25.
Plus a 10 USDC penalty on top of that.
Wow, so they really mean business.
They do. They want to make sure their network is all about active, high-performing hotspots.
Right, the ones that are actually contributing. So
yeah.
I'm guessing location probably plays a big role here.
Absolutely, yeah. Where you put your hotspot can make or break your rewards. Ideally, you want it somewhere with a really strong internet connection.
Okay, yeah.
Good Wi-Fi coverage, too. Make sure you can hit those backhaul speed and radio uptime requirements.
And probably somewhere with decent foot traffic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Lots of potential users. Gotta meet that minimum usage. It's almost like a little strategy game, figuring out where to put this thing.
It is. It is. You got to think about your local area.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to maximize the reach?
Right, right. So are there any specific things that, hotspot operators can do to make sure their devices are always in tip-top shape?
Right, right. Besides location, I mean.
Yeah. Checking your hotspot's logs regularly is a good one.
Okay.
Just kind of keep an eye on how it's performing, I'm sure Wayru's got tools for that.
Right, some kind of dashboard probably.
Yeah, exactly. Being proactive is key here. You want to catch any potential problems early on.
Yeah, avoid those penalties.
Exactly, and maximize your rewards. So the more you know about how your hotspot's working and how this whole reward system is set up, the better off you'll be as a Wayru operator.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, right?
It really is. It really is. And remember, we're focused on uptime in this deep dive.
Right.
But there's so much more to explore in Wayru's documentation.
Oh, for sure.
Like there's a whole section on why is Wayru needed? It gives you the background.
Oh, interesting.
What problem are they trying to solve? Why are decentralized networks so important? I think that'd be a good one to check out.
Yeah, it's good to have that bigger picture, right?
Absolutely. And if you want to get into the financial nitty-gritty, there's a token dynamics section. It goes deep into the Wayru token itself.
Okay.
What's its role? What can affect its value? That's a must-read for anyone who's, really interested in the tokenomics.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg, huh?
It is. There's a whole world to uncover here. And as you keep exploring Wayru, remember, knowledge is power.
Right.
The more you know about the network, the better decisions you'll make.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you can really maximize your participation. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
But like always, there's always more to uncover. But before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a little something to think about.
So given everything we've learned about Wayru's reward system, how important it is to keep things running smoothly and these potential penalties, what would you actually do to make sure your hotspot is always in perfect shape?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to really succeed as a Wayru operator, it's more than just understanding the tech stuff.
Yeah.
It's about being proactive, having a strategy for how you're going to manage your hotspot.
Right, like maybe setting up a regular maintenance schedule.
Exactly, yeah. Check those logs often, maybe even create some alerts,
Yeah.
So you get notified if anything starts to slip.
Right. So you can jump on it before it becomes a problem.
Exactly. And don't forget about the community.
Oh, yeah?
Connecting with other Wayru operators, that can be huge.
Yeah, totally.
Sharing tips, troubleshooting problems together.
Right.
It's all about supporting each other. It's pretty inspiring when you think about it.
It is, yeah.
All these people coming together. Building this more decentralized internet, it's a movement that's really picking up steam.
Yeah.
And each hotspot is playing a crucial role. It really feels like we're on the edge of something big here.
It does. It does. And for those who get in early, who commit to running those reliable hotspots, the rewards could be pretty amazing.
They could.
Both financially and, just being part of something that's making the internet more open, more equitable for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This deep dive into Wayru's reward system has been really interesting.
It has.
We've uncovered all these details about their 5 pillars of uptime,
Yeah.
We've looked at the tiers, the rewards, even what happens if you're inactive. But as we've said throughout this whole thing, it's just the start.
Right. Just scratching the surface.
There's a ton of information out there if you really want to dig into Wayru. Their technical documentation, their community forums, it's all there. So stay curious, keep learning. Who knows? Maybe you'll become like the ultimate expert in the world of decentralized internet tech.
And if you do, come back on the deep dive and share what you've learned.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration of Wayru Network.
It's been fun.
And until next time, keep exploring the amazing world of decentralized technology.